in Jamaica now. Let me tell you a bit about myself. You know, I'm Jamaican, and most of you might know already. I lived like 28 years of my life in Jamaica, pretty much. So I came here when I was about 28. I migrated to this side of the world. So my life growing up in Jamaica pretty much was a Christian background. All of my family them are Christian. Mother, father, sister. Well, I don't know if my uncle them was in the Christian. We'd have a few rebellious uncles, especially Uncle Derek. Yeah, them man they did when we were smaller, them man they kind of have a different mindset from the Christian mindset of my grandmother and thing, and you know, it's enough time you never to take to what she was saying and fear beliefs and thoughts and practices. Alright, anyway, as I say, I grew up in a household where in our one room where it's about 8 of us, 8 or 9 of us at one point in one room, one bed. Yeah, so picture that, do the maths. 8 people, one room, one bed. Yeah, that's the reality we have out from as a Jamaican, as a less privileged Jamaican then, so to speak, which is 80% of the society in Jamaica was like that. I'm not sure if it's still the same, but most of it been through hardship, especially the people who look like myself, the African descent. Yeah, so growing up in Jamaica, as I said, pretty much was a Christian background. All of the family members are Christian. You know, it was always expected of you to follow in that footstep and to adhere to them rules and them principles there. You know, wherein you go to church, you know, you pay your offering, you just seek God, as them say, you know, always, you know, and don't really have a opinion for yourself other than that. You know, that was law. Strict Christian woman, very, very strict, you know, disciplinarian, you know, a woman where she never really take no talk, and her word was law, you know, for the rest of the family. She was the head of the family, you know. She laid on some fundamentals to me regardless, you know, because I spent most of my years, I grew up with my grandmother basically. I spent most of my years with her, and she laid some gems, you know. She really passed on some gems to me, you know, apart from the indoctrination of this whole Christian thing and Bible and God and thing, you know. She laid some gems down for me, and I can say probably is possibly a part of my my known consciousness right now as a person, as a man, you know. Yeah, but as I say, it was a very poverty-stricken life. 8 people in a one room, 9 people in a one room. You can just imagine what that is. A very small room as well, and a regular double bed. I think, you know, sleeping conditions were deplorable, you know, if I might say so, you know. But that's pretty much the story of so many other Jamaicans like myself, you know. So I might not want to talk about it, you know, but when you have passed certain stages and things in life are no longer it's going through that, you know, it's good to, you know, pass this on, for you never know who's out there who might need this encouragement to know that it's not forever. You know, it's not forever. It's a sad and harsh reality of many people at that time, and probably still some people know. But this message is just to make you know that, you know, it's not the end of the world. You know, keep striving for better. You know, keep working towards better. You know, and hold your meditation same way. You know, because I've been through it, and I'm here today. You know, it never killed me. I'm still alive. So yeah, remember at one point I had like one pants. In England, when I say trousers, I had like one trousers. It was a black. You know, them pants in Jamaica we call pants lengths. You make it with you go to the tailor and them sew it for you. I had one black one. That was my one shall I go, as we call it. Everywhere I was going, I used to wear that. You know, so it was for church, it was for party. We never really go much party still, as I said, my Christian family was very strict. My grandmother was very strict. But, you know, there'll be little events you'll be able to go as a youth. You know, so that pants serve as the the outfit for all of these occasions. You know, I remember just almost accepting it because I never know much better. You know, I thought it was alright. You know, I thought it was okay. You know, I mean, when you don't know any different, then things are alright. You know, and with that pants lens, I remember one time I got a crepe. That pants, I got a crepe from, I think it was my cousin, and I did wear that crepe or sneakers, whatever you wanna call it, and I wore that sneakers with that pants. You know that is, you know, now it become fashion because I see people dressing up in you call it jacket and normal dressing clothes with sneakers with crepe. But at the time it was taboo, you know. But I was wearing them style from long time, you know, not because of choice, but because that's what I had, you know. So we talk about hunger. Hunger was a common friend, you know. Hunger was a common friend, you know. It was a common friend. I don't know why, but things were very hard. Chicken back and tin mackerel was a regular occurrence. It was always on the menu, you know, and that kind of helped me to become what I do now as a profession, being a chef, because me have to find way, as we say in Jamaica, take me and make fashion. You know, whatever was there that was available in the house or in the room, in that one room place, apartment, whatever you call it, abode, I had to make something to eat with it. So me was always a foodie. I always want something to eat. So when you're lacking with something, your energy naturally gonna go towards wanting it. So I was lacking in food. So me always want food. You know, so I've always found a way to create something out of whatever is there. Flour there, I go fry fritters with it. You know, so that became my life. You know, so it grew and grew until one time when we reached high school and all, my mother said to me, say, look like you love the cooking thing, because I was trying to decide what I needed to do. My mother said, look like you love cooking, so just go do it. Go do cooking, you know. And that's where it started, you know, I choose that. Again, it wasn't by choice that me, something I want to do and say, yeah, I wanted to become a pilot. And that was my first dream or vision as a youth. You know, I said, well, I want to turn pilot, because you know, generally as children, you know, you always see these careers as ideally doctor, pilot, lawyer, and this in there. You know, so I wanted to be a pilot, you know, to go into aviation. Yeah, but that dream or that idea was short-lived. It never lasts for long. The reality hit me and I know say, you know what, I have to go find food for the belly. To be honest with you, I regret going in there, you know, because I haven't been hungry since. You know, I haven't been hungry since I decided to start in this career path, you know, and feeding people, cooking for people, and making sure people. Next thing again, me literally feed people everywhere I've worked from Jamaica until England. I've literally fed people with or without money. No matter where me there work, and boss say no, you can't give people food. Somebody might say it's wrong. Me give people food. If people come and they're hungry, I feed them. You know, so it's a blessing. And it's something that give me a fulfillment. You know, if you know so well, then I'm in a position where them say food is the staff of life. You know, we need it for build energy up and keep this body going, keep the engine running. So if I'm in a position where I can give food to people and cook and make people can eat and live, then you know, that's the greatest thing. You know, it's the greatest thing, and it's the greatest pleasure. You know, so I never regretted taking up that path. You know, and give thanks to my mother at the time and for just telling me so. Got me to take over the kitchen from her at one point. That's after my grandmother died and I started living with my mother. I took over the kitchen from her, you know, totally, and started cook. You know, mainly because to go to the kitchen mainly because one, my mother used to take too long to cook, and that was an issue I faced from me used to live amongst my grandmother and the rest of the family. There be things there to cook, and the people nobody don't want to cook it. The hungry that they have, box you left, right, and center. Nobody wants to cook it. So me always say, Granny, can I cook? I remember the first time I cooked for the family. It was a situation like that. No, the food was there, nobody wanted to cook. So I said, Granny, can I do it? And she said, yeah, go. One thing, my grandmother, she was a bliss soul. One thing with her, she never discouraged me about anything positive that I wanted to do. She was the first person who made me start singing in front of an audience, because I always at home was singing, and she said, boy, you can sing. She put me up to sing at church at age probably 11 or 10. First time I sing in front of a crowd. Yeah, emotion stepped me over, fear stepped me over. I started crying in the middle of the song and still sing straight out to the end. So that was my first experience singing at church. And the first time I cooked for the family again, it was my grandmother who said, yo, go and go cook it, boy. I never forget, it was salt mackerel and boiled dumpling. It never turned out the best because I didn't know what I was doing. So the salt mackerel is well salt, full of salt. But my grandmother said nonetheless, she encouraged me, said, yes, it tastes good, boy. One thing though, next time, boil the salt mackerel, get rid of the salt out of it. So I learned little by little. So my grandmother was very pivotal in shaping who I become further on in life. And everything that she first encouraged me to do is what I am today. Chef, singer, music, chef, singer. She was the first person to actually discover that I have that ability and say, go do it. So she was a bliss soul. She was a bliss soul. Yeah, apart from the hardship and the struggles, and the poverty and the hunger, growing up in Jamaica was beautiful as a youth because life was more free. It was joyful because it was free. You felt more free compared to becoming an adult and taking on all of the crosses, things where them say you have to do as an adult, responsibilities, unnecessary responsibilities as an adult that you have to take on to. I remember summertime we would go to what we call Mango Bush. We grew up in a St. Andrew. It's pretty much Kingston, same way, Kingston and St. Andrew are so close. So people ask me just to come from Kingston. But it was really St. Andrew, Papine, to be exact. That place is almost rural in a sense, meaning that there's a lot of hills up that side. It's also a place where seen a lot of the slave activity in Jamaica at the time. Most of that part was a plantation and hope pastors. All of them place was a place where enslavement used to go on, by the colonizers, British to be exact. Yeah, so the place they carry every vibration to. Sizzler come from up that part there. Capleton really come from there, is really from St. Mary, but his base is in Papine, St. Andrew. Sizzler is in Augustown. Major Mackerel come from down at the bottom there, Tavern Drive. A few artists. Tiger live down close down to Legally side there. Standpipe side. So all of that area carry a very heavy vibration. So anyway, growing up there as a youth, river time was a very joyful time, and mango bush hunting mangoes. We used to go summertime, we used to go mango bush 2 times for the day, full in big buckets of mangoes, sitting down eating some, or we could eat through the rest. It was just fun. And playing cricket was my favorite sport growing up. I love football, but cricket was my go-to sport. I love cricket. They used to call me Brian Lara. So I was so passionate about the game, about the sport. So it was something we would do every time we get summertime. Sometimes we're playing cricket all day. From daylight till night come down, we're playing cricket. When we now run a boat, as we call run a boat, cooking food with whatever we could find. Ackee is very wild all over Jamaica, so we'll always find ackee. And flour cheap, so we just cook ackee and dumpling. So that was the main thing. But it's just to bring you up to speed of who I am. I want you to get to know me personally. I'm not just somebody who trying to get your views or whatever. I want you to know who MP Chosen One is, the person, the man, behind this channel. So if you want to know more about me and you want me to continue on the story, just comment below, say more, part 2, 3, 4, yeah, and I'll tell you some more about myself, you know. But anyway, give thanks for being supportive so far, watching the videos and thing, and just keep sharing and liking the thing, man. Respect and manners. We not do this for the money still, you know. Honestly, we genuinely not really do it for the money. If the money forward, yes, it's good. But it's really to, as me say, I just need to have a voice and an audience, you know, so me can speak. So give thanks for your listening here so far. Respect.